Thank you for that. I'm going to switch gears and talk about something else also. Um, I want to ask the question, actually following up to what you've just said about, what would it look like? What would it look like when churches collaborate together? Um, More often than not, you see a lot of collaboration in the area of prayer. So when it comes to an annual day of prayer or praying for a city or for a nation, churches may come together, and they do come together. And I've seen that, we have seen that in different cities and in different countries as well. But going beyond that, going beyond certain days in the year when you come together for a time of prayer for a city or for a nation, what else, or which are the other areas where you feel opportunities more opportunities can be explored in terms of collaboration, speaking from the point of view of collaboration between churches, between ministries?
Yeah. So there are several different opportunities in a given city. So let's say we take a city and there are several hundred churches in that city. We can look at several opportunities. One, for instance, is addressing social needs or needs in the city. What usually happens, for example, if there are street kids, what usually happens is every church or many churches will have their own little ministry of, let's take care of 5 kids on this or do something about this, which is perfectly fine, but the impact you have is sometimes negligible. But what if we all came together and said, let us work together, let's pool our resources, let's do something that is a combined effort of the body of Christ in the city to address the social need. If we do that and we organize ourselves and work towards it without anyone saying, I want the name, I want it. We are doing it because we want God's kingdom in that particular area. We could clean the city off of all the street kids if we pool our resources and do something. So that's one area. So and so like that, there are many areas in the city where churches are trying to go at it independently, and okay, we do some minimal, work in that area, but we need to think of what if we all came together as the body of Christ in the city and went after it together. We will make a dramatic difference. The other area that I see is in the marketplace. You see, what happens is when you look, the church, the majority of the church spends its time in the marketplace. So, from all of these churches, believers are going into the marketplace Monday through Saturday. The pastors may be sitting in their, church offices and doing things, but the majority of the body of Christ is engaging in the marketplace. Now, 2 things is needed. One, every local church should equip its believers to impact the marketplace. The believers are the frontline warriors, the frontline soldiers, and they are the ones who are actually engaging the battlefields Monday to Saturday. The pastors are sitting in the church offices, you see. But so if we equip the believers to go into the marketplace, but at the same time, we have to give believers an understanding of how to operate in the marketplace with a kingdom mindset. So what typically happens in a city is, let's say there be 5, 6 churches who are doing an outreach into a certain marketplace. And they have their own little prayer groups formed. But what if we combine that and we equip believers and say, and I give them an understanding, look, together let's go after that particular mountain or that particular area of the marketplace together. But we have the understanding that whoever comes to know the Lord will go to the church that is closest to him or her, or go to the local church that they can connect with. So we're not necessarily, as long as people are added to a local church, we are happy with it. We're not looking at, well, every person must come back to my church, So that shift has to happen. And then together, God's people begin to work in areas. So in an office, there could be believers from many churches working in the same office or in the same corporate building for different organizations, but together they think of a strategy. Let's reach people that we are interacting with 6 days a week, 5 to 6 days a week. Let's impact their lives and let them go to the church that is closest or wherever they want to go. We're not pulling them back only to our own congregation. But that's another area of opportunity. And you look at the 7 spheres of society that we can impact. And if churches came together to have a combined effort to go after it, train their believers, organize themselves, we'll be able to do a much greater, we'll have a much greater impact in our cities than what we're doing right now. So these are at least 2 areas of opportunities, and I think if we look closely, there will be many other areas of opportunities where we can together make a huge difference and see city transformation.
You're the name we're lifting up, and your glory is shaking up the earth and sky.